Building Partnerships with Families in Early Intervention. Module 7 assignment presented by Jamin Nash. The purpose of this presentation is to inform individuals about the process of early intervention with a significant focus on building partnerships between families and professionals. The following aspects of family-professional collaboration and early intervention will be covered. Interventionists take time to get to know the family. Family strengths are identified and emphasized. Families are actively included in planning and decision-making. Services and support are developed for the whole family. Preferred level of family participation is respected. And the role of the child with special needs in early intervention. Families are as unique as individuals. For early intervention professionals to have successful collaborative relationships with parents, they must first take time to get to know and understand the unique characteristics of families. Hooper and Umansky discuss important family characteristics such as family structure and diversity that early interventionists should be aware of before they begin to plan services. Families in the United States have changed, and the types of structures of families vary greatly. As of 2010, 22% of children aged 5 and under live in single mother households, and 2% live with single fathers. In addition, more children live in blended families with step-parents, same-sex parents, grandparents, or other relatives, or in foster care. Professionals working with young children and their families must be prepared for the diversity of today's families and respect each family's unique structure and members. Families in the United States are increasingly diverse in terms of race and culture. Although the white population remains numerically and proportionately the largest racial group at 72% of the population as of 2010, its rate of growth is decreasing. At the same time, the proportion of Latino and Asian Americans is increasing. Therefore, it is becoming more important for early interventionists to understand and be able to effectively work with families of different races and cultures. Families who have a child with a disability are disproportionately from minority populations, are single-parent households, or have fewer economic resources. These families face additional emotional and financial challenges as a result of having a child with a disability. It is important for professionals working with young children with disabilities and their families to understand the intersections and complexities amongst disability, poverty, and minority status. Families may differ greatly depending on unique characteristics such as race, culture, or socioeconomic status. Additionally, families may have unique needs, interests, and concerns that early interventionists must take time to listen to and learn about. Developing a partnership with families requires the early interventionist to recognize each family's unique characteristics and to be creative in interacting with them. For early intervention to be effective, the services must be developed to meet the needs of the whole family. Modern social and behavioral research and practice uses the family systems theory to understand the workings of family life. Family systems theory is the sum of the parts of a family, explaining the inputs, relationships, and outputs in the system. Understanding each family's unique system is an important factor for developing partnerships and meaningfully engaging in family-centered practice. The Division of Early Childhood recommends that early interventionists engage in family-centered practice. Family-centered practice is a philosophy in which families and parents are considered central and the most important decision maker in the child's life. Using this practice, the professional builds on family strengths and focuses on the needs of the child and family. Family-centered practice service providers believe that all families have strengths that can contribute to their child's learning and development, and they work with families to identify and build on those strengths. These professionals view parents and family members as collaborative partners with positive qualities, abilities, and resources. Professionals must identify families' current and potential competencies and work with families to enhance those competencies in order to handle challenges and to support their child's development. Once family strengths have been identified, professionals must utilize methods for implementing those strengths into early intervention. The National Center on Parent, Family, and Community Engagement recommends the use of strengths-based attitudes for building positive, goal-oriented relationships with families. By using strengths-based attitudes, early intervention professionals express the belief that all families can make progress and that families and professionals are ready to strive for better outcomes together. Strength-based attitudes consist of the following 4 key points. Families are the first and most important teachers of their children. Families are the early interventionist partner with a critical role in the family's development. Families have expertise about their child and their family, and families' contributions are important and valuable. Individualized family service plans prepared for children 2 years of age and younger, and individualized education plans prepared for children 3 years of age or older are the blueprint for children's early intervention programs. These plans are designed to fully involve families in the planning and decision making of early intervention services. However, there is still a need for professionals to provide additional support that will encourage family participation in planning and implementing early intervention services for their children. One guiding principle of the IFSP is that the family is the child's greatest resource, and the best way to support children and meet their needs is to support and build upon the individual strengths of their family. Therefore, the IFSP is a whole family plan with the parents as major contributors in its development, and the involvement of other team members will depend upon the child's individual needs. What is included in the IFSP? Your child's present levels of functioning and need in the areas of his or her physical, cognitive, communication, social, emotional, and adaptive development. Family information, including the resources, priorities, and concerns of parents and other family members closely involved with the child. The major results or outcomes expected to be achieved for the child and the family. The specific early intervention services your child will be receiving, when and where the child will receive the services, and who will pay for the services. Individualized education plan. Once the child turns 3, they must get an individualized education plan, or IEP, through their local public school district. An IEP is required for families with children who wish to receive special education services in public schools. The IEP is a map that lays out the program of special education instruction, supports, and services children need to progress and succeed in school. For early intervention to be effective, not only do the services need to be designed to meet the needs of the family, it must also provide support for the whole family system. According to the National Agenda on Family Support Summit, family support refers to a set of strategies directed to the family unit, but that ultimately benefit the individual with intellectual or developmental disabilities. In addition, family support strategies are intended to assist family members who have a key role in the provision of support and guidance of their family member with an intellectual developmental disability to address the emotional, physical, and material well-being of the entire family. McWilliam and Scott proposed 3 types of family support. Informational support, which is providing information to the family about the disability, services and resources, and the child development and intervention strategies. Material support, which includes finding resources to meet basic needs, specialized equipment and adaptive materials, and financial support. And emotional support. This is building informal social networks, connecting families to parent groups, and providing help-giving practices that foster independence on the part of the family. Family members are encouraged to choose how and when they wish to be involved. To the greatest possible extent, professionals are encouraged to provide opportunities for family involvement that will fit into the family's daily living routines. However, it is extremely important to remember that families should clearly feel that participation is indeed an option. Children with disabilities are at the center of early intervention and special education services. The specific needs of these children determine which services are needed, who will be involved in these services, and the settings in which the services will be delivered. An assessment must be conducted on each child to determine if they have a disability or developmental delay. This assessment is used in the child's IFSP and IEP. Early intervention services for infants and toddlers are typically home-based. Home-based programs are tailored to the individual needs of the child and the family. Some toddlers may attend center-based early intervention programs. These are specialized group settings in which families bring their children. Special education services for preschoolers begin at age 3 and extend to entry into kindergarten. These services are governed by the same requirements and provisions as K-12 education, which is a free, appropriate education provided in the least restrictive environment. Children with disabilities also participate in community activities outside of preschool, although usually less frequently than peers without disability. Summary: strong family professional partnerships are essential for effective early intervention and special education services. Services must be planned and implemented to support the needs of the whole family, not just the child with special needs. Early intervention and special education services that are correctly designed and combined with effective family professional collaboration will give children with special needs the assistance they need to develop properly, achieve academic success, and live happy, productive lives.